All right. So the Celtics are finally on the board in the win column when it comes to winning at home. It took till November 10th to get there. Obviously not ideal, but finally, again, they can give the crowd something to cheer for. The Celtics haven't won a home game in front of a capacity crowd since March 2019. I think that was the last time they won a home game in front of a full crowd. And that's too long to go between winning home games, but they did it by beating the Raptors tonight, 104-88, a game the Celtics really controlled virtually the whole way. They won 3 out of 4 quarters and did a good job keeping the Raptors at arm's length throughout this. I'm going to say some not nice things, I'm sure, about the Raptors in this podcast or live stream, whatever you want to call it, live stream. And part of that is because what I didn't realize when I did the after show for the first Celtics game against the Raptors this year is Raptors have a great fan base. So there's something nice. I'm going to say very passionate fan base, a great fan base, but a very sensitive fan base, apparently, because in my comments in that first game, I called the Raptors a mediocre team, and I was disappointed the Celtics got blown out by them. And people were all up in my shit on the comments. You don't know anything about basketball. You don't know anything about the Raptors. You're an idiot. And all those things may be true. I disagree with some of them, but, they're entitled to their opinions. But I was shocked to see how many people just came out of the woodwork simply because I hashtagged the Raptors in. I didn't say they stunk. They stunk last year, but I said they're mediocre, and I stand by that. I don't think they're very good. I don't think the Celtics are very good either. That's just a fact. But I fully expect the same thing to happen with some Raptors fans being upset that I think they're just not that great of a team. They're 500 team in my opinion. That's what they are. Maybe that's better than last year. They're going to be better. They have good young players. They'll continue to improve, but this year I don't think you can expect anything significant out of them. So I stand by what I said earlier in the season, and I believe the Celtics should have won this game, and they did in fact win this game. So good for the Celtics for getting on the board finally with a home win. Without Jaylen Brown, who they're going to be without for the next couple of weeks here as he deals with a hamstring injury. And the team really did a nice job rallying together. In some ways, it seems like the offense flows better when Jaylen Brown is out or when Jason Tatum's out, when just one of those guys is on the court. It doesn't really make sense because then it's a lot easier to double the primary scorer. But for whatever reason, and I was texting with Sap, my co-host on the Pick and Roll NBA podcast, about this. The offense just seems to click better for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely something worth exploring and talking about. But the main thing tonight is the Celtics won. And they needed to get a win after that disappointing loss in Dallas over the weekend. They had a couple days between then and now to recuperate and get their head straight, and they did a good job getting revenge over a not bad, but not great Toronto Raptors team. A team, again, they should have beaten, and they did, in fact, beat at home. So let's get into the box score before we get to just a couple more takeaways from the game tonight. Again, Celtics win, final score 104-88. Starters tonight were Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Rob Williams, Marcus Smart, and Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder is going to fill in for Jaylen Brown in the starting lineup while he's out, Coach Udoka said. So you'll see a lot of Dennis Schroeder in the coming weeks. Tatum, 37 minutes, 8 of 24 from the floor. So another not great shooting night for him. 3 of 7 from 3. So not terrible from 3, still not great. 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Here's where Tatum excelled tonight. 12 rebounds and 7 assists. Those are wonderful numbers from Tatum. If he can get you anywhere close to the 7 assists and the 12 rebound mark, that's fantastic. That's contributing when you're not scoring as efficiently. And that's the sort of the evolution that you're hoping to see out of Jason Tatum is when he's having a frustrating night from the floor, which more often than not this season he has, and contribute in other ways. And so 12 rebounds, 7 assists, that's massive contributions in those categories from Tatum. A steal and 22 points for Tatum. Al Horford, 24 minutes, 5 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 3 from 3. Just 5 rebounds for Al, a little low considering what he's been doing in the season. 2 assists, a steal, and a block. 10 points for him. So pretty well-rounded box score for Al. Rob Williams was fantastic tonight. The Raptors went small, and Rob Williams made them pay from basically opening tip on. Very efficient night, 33 minutes for him, 8 of 11 from the floor, 13 boards, an assist, 2 steals, a block, 16 points. Filled out the stat sheet there. The fact that the Raptors went small is a big reason why the Celtics had double-digit rebounds out of 2 of their starters and won the rebounding battle tonight. Oh, sorry, they didn't win. They won the rebounding battle. I'm right, by 3. Last time they lost by 20. They had 44 rebounds tonight to 41 for the Raptors. So I'm glad, and credit to Coach Udoka, who I've been criticizing at points this season, but he made obvious adjustments from the first time he saw the Raptors to now. Didn't let the Raptors kill the Celtics in the boards, and that's a big reason they won this game. It's hard to win a game when you get out-rebounded by 20. It's hard to win a game when you get out-rebounded by 10. And so the Celtics winning the rebound battle tonight was a big, big difference from this game and the last game. Rob Williams and Jason Tatum, massive parts of that. Marcus Smart, 35 minutes, 5 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 13 points. So I saw some good defense from Marcus tonight. Shot a little bit more than I would like him to, but, Jaylen Brown out of the lineup, I guess someone's got to take some more shots. And Dennis Schroeder, I thought very good in the starting lineup tonight. He's been up and down this season, but when he's been up, it's been very, very helpful to the team, getting that scoring punch that he is capable of. 34 minutes for Schroeder, 8 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 20 points. He did have 8 turnovers tonight, that's god awful. A 4 assist to 8 turnover night. You don't want to see that, but the 20 points helped offset that a little bit. So I'd say overall pretty good night from Schroeder, but that is an alarming turnover number. And then the bench, really the big story of the bench was a nice game from Josh Richardson. 33 minutes for him, 5 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, an assist, 3 steals, and 15 points. Really good on both ends of the court. This is sort of the Josh Richardson that you're hoping to see, contributing as a 3-and-D guy off the bench. Really nice showing from him. Romeo Langford played 19 minutes, scored 6 points and 2 of 6 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3-point land. Erin Smith, just 7 minutes, no points for him tonight. Like to see him play more, but hard to complain in a win. Grant Williams, not a good game. 17 minutes, 1 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3, 2 points. And then Peyton Pritchard got 1 minute of garbage time. Why he doesn't play continues to baffle me, but it seems like he's automated out of the rotation, as is Enes Kanter, Jabari Parker, Juancho Herman Gomez, and Bruno Fernando, all DNP coaches' decisions. So it does seem like Udoka is tightening his lineups a little bit, and I'm not necessarily a fan, but I'd rather that than playing everybody. That just doesn't make sense in an NBA game to play your entire team. So overall, a solid win from the Celtics. Nice to see them get started in the first quarter in this game. They've been slow starting. This has been over a year now, all last season, and to start this year, they've been starting very slow in games. Tonight, they won the first quarter 33-25. So it was nice to see them get off to a good rhythm and then sort of be able to pace themselves after that. It's just really hard when you dig yourself into a hole and you have to use all this energy in the second half to come back. Fortunately, the Celtics didn't have to do that tonight, and it earned them a nice 104-88 win against a rival and against a team that really just pounded you when you faced them just a couple of weeks ago in the same building. So nice to see the Celtics be able to respond to a little bit of adversity between the tough loss in Dallas the other night and facing a team that drummed you not all that long ago, and be able to respond and make proper adjustments, and without your second best player in Jaylen Brown, who at times has been your best player this season. So a quality win, certainly. Again, I don't think the Raptors are really a measuring stick to say, is the Celtics team turning a corner? Are they playing better basketball? Definitively, it's a team that, again, you should beat, especially when you're at home. You're about even with them. I think that the Raptors may be a little bit deeper, but your best players are better than them. So typically you take the talent in the NBA. I take Tatum and Brown over anybody on that Raptors team. I'm sure Raptors fans will disagree with me. I will say they have a very, very, very impressive rookie in Scotty Barnes. I think he's going to be a really good player. I thought they should have taken Suggs at that 4 position. I think I've already been proven wrong that most people thought that Suggs is good, and I think going to be good, but Barnes seems like he's a perfect fit in Toronto. And he plays really, really good defense for a rookie, and some of the best defense that I can remember seeing from a rookie. So they got a good one there. Siakam just doesn't seem, his head doesn't seem to be right. Anunoby is developing more as a player, but again, I don't see an alpha on that team. I like Van Vleet, I like Trent Jr., I like a lot of players on their team. They're missing that guy who I think can morph into a superstar player. And until they find that, they'll be a mediocre to kind of good team. I think their ceiling is a first round exit this year if they make the playoffs. And I'm sure, again, my comments will hear it, but I'm not going to tiptoe around Raptors fans just because they get angry in comments. Celtics fans do too. I would get angry in comments too, but I know what the Celtics team is, and they're not that great. And so I'm at least honest about it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I am happy the Celtics were able to get the win tonight, though, because you can't really expect them on any given night and feel confident that they're going to win. There's games that you look at and go, okay, they're at home. They're playing this team. They're not that good. They should win. That doesn't mean anything. Same thing goes for they're playing a team on the road like the Heat. They should lose. They beat the Heat. That's why this game on Friday, it's going to be tough to predict. Milwaukee is obviously the reigning champion. They are better. They have a better roster than you. They've struggled to start the season too. So I don't really know what to make of that game. Celtics could win it. They could win it by 15. They could lose it by 20. I really, it's been impossible to try to get any sort of prediction from the Celtics this year. And that's sort of why they've been so frustrating. And with Milwaukee, as far as they go, I wouldn't be too worried about a slow start for them. Once you've won a championship and you have that under your belt and you've proven you can do it in the playoffs and accomplished the goal of winning a title, seeding matters a lot less because you have the utmost confidence that you know how to get it done in the playoffs. And that's been my frustration with the Celtics and Celtics fans, is thinking that going to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of times constitutes knowing what to do in the playoffs. No, winning a title, getting to the championship, bare minimum, that's more along the lines of what it means. Just being in the Eastern Conference Finals doesn't mean anything. And the Celtics for the past couple of years have played sort of this entitled basketball where they feel like, okay, we've got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Or, you know what, doesn't stink. We can just walk out there and beat any team we want. It doesn't work like that in the NBA. But once you win a championship, at least you have something to back that up. So I'm not too worried about the Bucks. I think it'll be a very good game. And that, even though the Bucks have started slow, I think that'll be a good litmus test for to see where the Celtics are at. And if they can win that game, then they will have won 4 of their past 5. And then you can talk about them maybe starting to have turned a corner a little bit. But it'll be a tough task with Jaylen Brown still out of the lineup. But I will be back for that game on Friday night. It is in the Garden, looking to get their second win in Boston because they got their first tonight. I know, hard to believe. It's November 10th, and we're talking about their first home win. But that is the case of the Celtics in 2021-2022. Leonard, appreciate you always. One step closer to being 500 before they break our hearts again. So it's going to be like all year long, brother, I think. Get the 500, drop a game, go game over, drop back down there. That is who they are until they prove me wrong. I hope they do. I really hope they do. But I appreciate everybody watching, everybody in the chat, everybody watching after the fact, even Raptors fans. If you come on here and you don't like what I had to say, I appreciate you for just watching and taking the time to comment and call me an idiot. I have no problem with that. It's the internet. That's how it goes. So thanks again, everybody. I will talk to you after the Celtics Bucks game. See ya.